So we have here a tower assembly for my MonkeyBot. This is a open rail 20mm gantry from the Open Build Parts Store. These are balls and sockets from Werner Berry's Shop SPT store. This has all been assembled with epoxy and is ready to go. We have two standoff screws, of which I forgot to measure this one. These happen to be 21 millimeters. I forget exactly. Anything in that range will work. These are all M5. This is a 9mm standoff, a T-nut, and these actually go over in this pile. These are 4 dual V-wheel extreme kits with 2 eccentric spacers that you have to order separately. I forgot to do that and had to make a separate order. This is a flag printed from my STL files on the Thingiverse page, a couple of 10mm bolts, and a couple of nuts. These are all 5mm lock nuts. So it really isn't that hard to assemble. We're going to start with the flag. The lip goes down, and that just goes through there. If you printed it, might be a little tight fit, but it'll just screw right through. .3mm Allen wrench. And we've got I believe this is 8mm socket. With these magnetic balls, will grab anything that comes near them. It gets kind of challenging sometimes because you're trying not to scuff up the magnetic ball so that it doesn't ruin the Teflon pads on the arms. But every time you get near them, it's going to suck anything near it. When I was epoxying these balls, you would put them 6 inches apart and they would somehow find a way to come to a meeting of minds. We're going to now assemble the standoff kit. This is where the belt will go. Notice there's a little cutout. And I like to put that at a 45-degree angle so I have a little room to put the belt through. Now this, you just have to hold on to the T-nut and just tighten with the Allen wrench, and then when you do that, it's not going anywhere. I have the second spot down here. I guess I should note while I'm doing this that the on my Thingiverse page, the STL file is uploaded that has this entire thing so that you could do a laser cut or milling or water jet cut, whatever your cutting method is of this plate. I'll be uploading the source files whenever I have everything complete enough to do so. You can see I just does not want to allow me to do that without grabbing hold. There's a notch on this eccentric spacer. You point it towards the outside there. Wheel goes on. Nut, we're just going to loosely screw that on for a second. Same thing on the other side, getting my finger in there so that I get it on without getting caught. This side we use the 1/4 inch spacer that came with the kit. Cat hair. And then once again loose Down here is not so bad. There's no magnetic balls to get us. And universal truth about cat hair is that if you make it go away, it does come back. So now we've got this one. Once again, putting that towards the outside. All right, now the tricky bit, because the open build parts store, they show tightening this all up and just putting it on the rail. We can't do that because the rail is attached on both ends to our printer. So what we're going to do is we've left it loose so that it slides over. Now, if you have a helper, it would be worthwhile at this point to have them hold. Otherwise, you can do it if you have enough dexterity. And we're just going to tighten down that first bolt. Then come over here to the other side and do the same thing. Now it's not going to at least fall off of our rail, but if you do let go, it'll just slide straight to the bottom because gravity. Okay, we've got that tightened, but you can see that our carriage is still rather loose. So we use our 10mm wrench, and we take that little notch that was the smallest portion of the spacer, and we're going to turn it up, and then we're going to turn the bottom one down in the opposite direction. That's how the store recommends you do it, and you do it until you really can't wiggle it back and forth anymore. You don't want it too tight because then that would cause make it harder to move the carriage and also make it enhanced wear. You should be able to have it move reasonably freely. So now down here I have a 16-tooth GT2 pulley. I have my belt already done like this. This was temporary with one zip tie. That does have the capability to come loose. I've actually had that happen once or twice. Now that I'm reasonably final on my design, I'm going to go ahead and do double zip ties on all of these. And then that's just going to slide right over my T-nut. You could conceivably, and it might be more desirable, to actually slide over the T-nut from the top and zip tie from the bottom. For some reason, I did it from the top and have been doing it that way for the whole time. You can see that I have caused my belt to come loose. All right. And I'm backwards. This is where having a second set of hands also often comes in handy, especially if you don't want people to watch you fumble while you're making a video. Okay, got that. Now, what's going to happen is, because the top has a smooth idler pulley, we put a twist in the belt, which is going to cause the belt to actually ride flat against our carriage here, and it goes flat over the top of the idler pulley at the top. So now Well, we'll add our second zip tie to this cable momentarily. It's good to have a selection of zip ties because you may find that you're just a half an inch too short or something like that while you're tensioning your belt. It's probably a good idea to make your belts a little bit shorter than you thought you should. And the reason for that is when they're new, they will actually stretch quite a bit. And when they stretch, they're going to, you're going to have to pull in the zip tie to compensate. After a while, after the initial stretch, they do settle in and you shouldn't never have to really touch them again. But during that initial phase, you're going to need to have two of those. And then let's go ahead and zip tie our second here. I'm going to leave this one in place. It doesn't interfere. So this, I need to tighten this up, or I've got to do something on it to pull this down a little more. So I might have to undo these and move it down. But otherwise, yeah, see, I'll have to move that down so that it's not in the way. I need to get down that far. But we're not going to do that on the video. We're going to do that off camera. You can see if you look at one of the other towers, same thing. It will come up into place just fine. Like I said, I left this on so that I can tension it. You don't have to. But that's basically assembling a tower. Thank you.